It was supposed to be a story about survival, a second chance, a queen reclaiming her throne. But what Remy Ma's team uncovered rewrote everything. While working on a documentary project titled Unwritten, meant to celebrate her comeback after years of silence, Remy's production crew stumbled across a forgotten hard drive, buried deep in a storage unit. Inside, footage she was never supposed to see. A silent hotel hallway. A timestamp, March 12, 2016. Claressa Shields walking into a room registered to Papoose. Remy was still in prison. This wasn't about BET anymore. This was years in the making. Celebrity press can now confirm that a second source, a former assistant close to the couple, verified the footage's authenticity. And more than that, there's a letter, handwritten, 2017, from Papoose to Claressa. When she gets out, I'll end it right. But until then, you're my piece. Remy's reaction? Caught on camera. Quiet. Broken.
Numb. This isn't gossip.
This is betrayal that spans 7 years. And it's all unraveling now, not through an Instagram post, not on a red carpet, but in her own words. And the world's about to hear them. Before the BET Awards chaos, before the leaked video, before the tear-streaked hallway scream, there was silence. And in that silence, a storm was building. One that no one saw coming. Or maybe everyone did, and just chose to look away. In the spring of 2016, Remy Ma was still serving time, her name alive through mixtapes, interviews, and a man who refused to leave her side, Papoose. He was everywhere, holding her down, preaching loyalty on Hot 97, writing verses about standing by your woman. He was the gold standard of devotion, or so we thought. But buried beneath the love songs and Instagram captions was something else, something much colder. When Remy's documentary team unearthed that hard drive, they weren't looking for drama. They were piecing together her journey, a redemption story. But when the footage opened, everyone in the editing suite went quiet. Grainy hotel security footage. Date stamped, March 12, 2016. Location, Brooklyn, New York. Time, 11:41 p.m. The clip wasn't long, just enough. Claressa Shields, dressed in a sweatsuit, face down, sunglasses on. She enters the hallway, knocks once. Room 1204. The door opens from inside. And standing there? Papoose. The two exchange a quick glance. No words, but the familiarity, it said enough. One of Remy's producers reportedly said off camera, "You can feel the comfort between them, like this wasn't their first time." Now pause. Ask yourself, why was Claressa, an up-and-coming boxer from Flint, meeting Papoose late at night, alone, while his wife sat in a cell? The internet didn't know, but Remy's team now did. It didn't stop there. Inside that same hard drive was a folder labeled Letters, 2017. Scanned PDFs of handwritten notes, from Papoose to someone marked only as C. One in particular read, "I never meant to fall like this. You came out of nowhere. But when I'm with you, I don't feel like I'm waiting. I feel like I'm living. When Remy gets out, I'll end it clean. But for now, stay." Remy never saw it. Not until now. And according to celebrity press insiders, she broke down in the studio when she read those words. No screaming. No punching walls. Just one whisper. He lied to all of us. At the time, Claressa had just won Olympic gold and was quickly becoming a media darling. Sponsorships, press tours, appearances on The Breakfast Club. She was always in the gym, always around industry faces. Papoose, who was mentoring young talent, allegedly helped her with brand direction. A producer named Tara J., who worked on an early documentary for Claressa, spoke anonymously. They were close. Real close. I didn't ask questions, but I kept my distance. In a 2017 red carpet interview, Claressa was asked if she was dating anyone. Her answer? No, but I'm focused on someone who inspires me. He's older. He's solid. Now, fans are revisiting that clip with brand new eyes. And the twist? It was all hiding in plain sight. Even in 2018, when Remy and Papoose renewed their vows on VH1, Claressa was in the crowd, sitting 2 rows behind Fat Joe, wearing all black, not invited, but somehow there. Celebrity press reviewed stills from the ceremony and found Claressa's blurred-out figure in at least 3 angles. Was she there to support or to witness? That question now haunts fans and Remy herself. Fast forward to 2019. Papoose drops a freestyle called Crossroads on Funk Flex. Bar number 7 reads, "You ever smile through guilt / hold one hand and dream of another?"
People clapped. Now,
They cringe. Remy Ma's Netflix pitch deck for her documentary originally focused on loyalty, love, and survival. But sources say that angle has now shifted dramatically. The new direction? Loyalty is only real when it's mutual. This is a story about what happens when love is a lie. Behind the scenes, things were unraveling fast. Remy's stylist, who had been with her since the Bronx days, reportedly told a makeup artist, "She hasn't been herself since that footage dropped. But not in a crazy way. In a clear way. Like, she's finally seeing everyone for who they are." And if you thought this was all coincidence, there's more. A private investigator hired by one of Remy's lawyers allegedly found hotel billing records showing multiple charges for room 1204 between 2016 and 2018. Guess who signed them? A name on file. A Thomas, Papoose's government surname. It was never just one night. Claressa didn't steal Remy's man at the BET Awards. She may have had him all along. Now, Remy's silence feels less like heartbreak and more like preparation, because the story they all tried to bury for 7 years, she's about to burn it to the ground. The lights were bright, the carpet red, the stakes unimaginably high. The 2025 BET Awards were marketed as a celebration of culture, power, and love. But behind the curtains, something darker was already in motion. Remy Ma entered solo, cloaked in a black velvet gown, slit high, sunglasses firm on her face. Her expression unreadable, her presence unexpected. What no one knew then, not the fans, not the hosts, not even the paparazzi, was that Remy had received a text just 36 hours before the event. From an unlisted number, dressing room 6. "He's gonna show you who he really is. Don't be late." At the time, she thought it was spam. Now she thinks it was a warning. Or worse, a trap. Because when Claressa Shields walked onto that carpet, draped in silver diamonds, clinging to Papoose's arm like she owned him, cameras didn't just flash. They exploded. Celebrity press was already live on TikTok. Their headline banner read, "New hip-hop power couple? Papoose and Claressa go public." Fans were confused. Some excited. Some furious. Remy hadn't been seen with Papoose for months. But there was never an official breakup. And there were certainly no divorce filings. Yet here stood the man who once declared, "Black love is forever," smiling with another woman on his arm. Still, the moment that broke the internet hadn't arrived yet. It came later. Inside the theater, tension buzzed louder than the speakers. Remy was seated, and oddly enough, placed in row B, directly behind Claressa and Papoose. Coincidence? Or production decision? According to leaked call sheets reviewed by Celebrity Press, Remy Ma's original seat assignment was balcony row 3, seat 18. Someone changed it. Internally. Quietly. Deliberately. That alone would have raised eyebrows. But what came next blew the lid off everything. At 9:52 p.m., Papoose stepped on stage. He wasn't up for an award. He wasn't performing. He was simply there to present the Culture Vanguard Award. Or so we thought. He adjusted the mic, smiled faintly, and said, "Before I do this, I just want to shout out the person who got me through everything. My rock. My light. My wife. Claressa Shields."
dead.
Silence. Then gasps. Then cameras. Then chaos. Claressa stood and smiled, waving like she'd just been crowned queen. The camera cut to row B. Remy Ma didn't flinch. She didn't clap. She mouthed only 3 words. "He married her?" Then she stood,
clutch in hand.
and walked out. But that's not where it ended. Backstage footage later obtained by Stageback Files and then deleted shows what followed. Remy storming past security. Claressa stepping out of her dressing room, smug and glowing. Remy yelling, "You plotted this. Both of you." Claressa replying, "You were never in the picture. You were just the background." Then physical chaos. Security intervened. A producer screamed, "Kill the hallway feeds." But not before a junior tech saved the clip to a personal Dropbox. Within hours, it was online. And within minutes after that, enter DJ Envy. At first, his name popped up only in gossip threads. But then came the bombshell. An audio clip, 24 seconds, surfaced from a burner account on Twitter at BT Scandals Uncut. In the clip, a voice alleged to be Envy whispers on a call. Remy was never supposed to know. "I told Pap to wait until after the show. Now she's freaking out. This is a mess, bro."
Boom.
Now there were layers. Remy's betrayal wasn't just personal. It was produced. Celebrity press then obtained screenshots of text messages, reportedly between DJ Envy and Papoose. Envy. BET execs approved the drop. Claressa's PR team wants the buzz. Papoose. What about Remy? Envy. Handled. Just don't let her backstage. That word, handled, lit the internet on fire. Reddit threads hit DEFCON 1. TikTok exploded with conspiracy edits. And hashtag handled trended for 3 days straight. BET, of course, stayed silent. But Claressa?
She leaned in.
That same night, she went live for 12 minutes from a luxury suite in West Hollywood. Champagne in hand, Bet award beside her. She said, "They mad because I won."
Simple as that.
Ain't my fault someone fumbled the most loyal man in hip-hop. But the comments weren't supportive. They were savage. Remy did time. You did makeup. Queen? More like the sponsor's favorite. PR stunt gone evil. Even verified accounts were chiming in. One major hit came from Funk Flex, who posted, "Love is love, but using a live show to erase a woman who gave you everything? That ain't it." Still, the silence that stung the loudest was Remy's. She posted nothing. But one of her close stylists posted a black and white boomerang of a hallway door with a keycard lock and the words, "She saw everything. Now she knows everything." Then deleted it. Fans began flooding her old posts, analyzing captions, matching outfits to time periods, decoding lyrics. One viral theory said, Claressa didn't just show up. She was always there, since day one. It made sense. The vow renewal, the secret gym videos, the interviews about a new queen rising. They were never random. They were rehearsals. By the time the world saw Papoose call Claressa his wife, the real betrayal had already been 7 years deep. Remy wasn't just watching her husband walk away. She was watching a storyline unfold, one she was never given a script for. After the BET Awards, the world went quiet. Not in real life, not online, but in the only place it really mattered. Remy Ma disappeared. No statements.
No tweets.
No reactions. She just vanished. And maybe for the first time, silence was louder than scandal. While Claressa posted sponsored skincare routines and Papoose retweeted his own BET clip, fans were left piecing together the wreckage. That's when the rumors began. Celebrity press received a tip from an anonymous Hollywood assistant, the kind of person who books flights, handles hotel keys, and overhears everything. She's in Arizona, not hiding.
Healing.
Something big is coming. Another unverified post claimed she flew to Italy for clarity. One fake but viral tweet even claimed she was spotted boarding a private jet with Jay-Z's cousin, suitcase in one hand, her prison journal in the other. But none of that mattered, because what came next was real. A package, delivered to the shared residence of Papoose and Claressa Shields. According to @Tearoom Files, it arrived early in the morning, labeled only. Return to sender. Inside, 3 items. A torn, handwritten copy of Remy and Papoose's 2018 vow renewal. A gold bracelet, snapped in half, engraved. Through fire and freedom, Remy. And a note, written in calm, careful script. You can keep the ring, but not the history.
Boom.
The internet froze. Was it petty, poetic, or pure closure? The timeline split in half. Hashtag Team Remy trended instantly. Edits poured in. Remy Ma holding microphones like swords, voiceovers of her BET cipher mashed up with clips of her walking away from the camera in slow motion. But the silence still continued. That is, until one day later, when someone on Reddit posted a new thread titled, Remy Ma's Real Goodbye, Handwritten Diary page surfaces. Inside was a scanned image of a note. No signature. No caption. Just raw words.
It read,
I gave that man my loyalty, my body, my whole life. And in front of the world, he gave it to someone who never did his time. I should have walked away sooner, but I didn't know how. Now they all think I'm crazy. Maybe I am, but at least now I'm free. It was signed only.
R.
Was it real? No confirmation. But fans noticed the handwriting matched letters Remy shared years ago from prison. The post reached 3.8 million views in 48 hours. And suddenly the whole story shifted. Remy wasn't angry anymore. She was done. Meanwhile, Claressa tried to own the moment. She appeared on the Real Queens podcast, wearing designer, sipping champagne, and casually said, I'm not the villain. I just fell in love. Remy had her shot. She fumbled. I caught it. It was meant to be classy, powerful. Instead, it backfired instantly. TikTok stitched the soundbite with clips of Remy visiting Papoose in jail. Others used old jail phone calls, where Remy called Papoose her forever. Layered over Claressa's smirk. The comment sections weren't kind. You didn't catch love. You caught leftovers. Real queens don't build castles on broken homes. This ain't a championship. This is a PR nightmare. Even Funk Flex reposted the podcast clip with a brutal caption. This ain't it. Real women don't shine by dimming someone else's light. But while the internet threw punches, Papoose finally broke. It started with a Facebook post. Yes, Facebook. It read, You ever win and still feel like you lost? He deleted it within the hour. But that one line said everything. 2 days later, paparazzi spotted him walking alone through the Brooklyn Museum, the same location where he and Remy once took anniversary photos. No entourage, no smile, just hands in his coat pocket, staring at the mosaic floor. Celebrity press caught the moment. The headline read, From King to Ghost, Papoose walks alone through memory lane. And still, no Remy. Until another rumor hit. This one wasn't a fan theory. This one came from a Netflix junior producer who allegedly leaked a page from an internal pitch deck. The title? Unwritten, a Remy Ma story. Inside were episode themes like Before BET, The Betrayal You Never Saw, the letter Claressa wasn't supposed to read, What DJ Envy Really Knew, Reclaiming the Mic, and the final episode? The real footage. Wait, what? You thought you saw it all? BET footage? The hallway fight? Turns out, that was the edited version. The pitch deck claimed, Remy kept a copy of everything. Audio, raw footage, texts, letters. And now, she's telling her story. A line at the end said, You heard their version. Now it's time for hers. Suddenly, fans realized. Remy wasn't hiding. She was recording,
Documenting.
preparing. One post put it best. They filmed her breaking. She's about to film her rising. So now, the question isn't, what happened at BET? We already saw that. Now we're asking, what happened before the BET Awards? What was Claressa hiding? Did Papoose ever tell the truth? And most importantly, what's on those tapes Remy kept? Because Remy Ma didn't just lose a husband. She lost the illusion of loyalty. She lost 7 years. She lost her crown. But now, she's building a kingdom. And this time, she's not asking for a seat at anyone's table. She's burning it. She disappeared without a word. But the secrets? They're still echoing. And now the world waits, not for gossip, but for the truth. Fade to black. So now the world waits, not for headlines, not for rumors, but for Remy Ma. Will she return with the full story? Will Unwritten ever be released? And will we finally hear her side, unfiltered, unforgiving, and undeniable? We've seen the setups. We've watched the betrayal unfold on stage. We've read the silent notes, the leaked letters, the footage they didn't want you to see. But one thing's for sure, Remy didn't just vanish.
She evolved.
And when she comes back, it won't be for applause. It'll be for justice. So if you've been following this twisted saga from the start, the prison letters, the vow renewals, the BET scandal, the ring, the betrayal, then this is the moment you hit subscribe. Because this isn't over. In fact, it might just be the beginning. Movie Camera subscribe to Celebrity Press right now for the next chapter of the Remy Ma documentary saga, because the footage, the files, and the secrets, they're coming. And when they do, you'll want to be the first to say, I knew the truth before it dropped. Speech balloon like, comment, and tell us. Was Remy Ma set up? Is there more to Claressa than meets the eye? And should Papoose ever be trusted again? We'll be watching. We'll be waiting. This is Celebrity Press, and the truth? It always leaks.